So when those groups of individual, when they first came and settled in that new land, okay, like what has been stated, land, they have abundant supply of land, okay, and so what they do was they choose the best plot of land, okay, and in this particular explanation, we did assume that there are three plots of land that are available to them. So among the three plots of land, what those producers did was first they choose the plot A, which is represented by this very diagram. The plot A, it is the most fertile land, okay, it is the best, okay. So yes, at the initial stage, what they did was they grow, they make use of that very plot to cultivate, to produce different types of food crops. And yes, initially in that very plot of land, what they did was they did produced, looking at a diagram, OA as the output, and this OA output, it is being produced at OP priced. Okay. We also have in this very diagram this marginal cost curve representing plot A, this average cost curve representing of plot A. We also have this as the marginal revenue curve. So taking this as the marginal revenue curve, we can see that the MC and MR, they are equal at point A, okay, and the equality between MC and MR give us this small a, this AA as the price and OA as the output. And since the price OP or AA just equals the average cost, how do we know that? It is by looking at the average cost curve. The average cost curve, it is in this way. It did touch this very the point at the point this area, the MC curve at the point A, and rise upwards, which means at point A, MC equal MR. At point A, the price or the average revenue also equals the average cost. So initially in the early years, what happened was OA output is being produced, okay, that is being determined by this very point, the small a. OA output is being produced at how much price? At OP or AA price. And at this particular moment, at this particular point of time, there is no rent. Why? Because this price just equals the average cost. So there is no rent. Okay. And what happened later has been assumed by Ricardo. Yes, as years pass by, what happened was population will keep on increases. Okay. And with the increase in population, there will be an increase in demand. And with that increase in demand, there will be a tendency for the price also to increase. Okay. And so whatever that is being produced, it seems that it is not enough. So there is a need to extend cultivation beyond other plots of land. Okay. That means beyond, let's say it might be either plot B or plot C. Okay. So with the increase in demand, okay, there is a need to extend cultivation to the other inferior plots of land. So what happened was, let us assume here, those farmers or those producers now, besides plot A, they are start using the plot B. And if we compare between these two plot A and B, plot A is far more better than that of plot B. That means it's more fertile, produce more output, so on and so forth. So again, with increase in demand, okay, like what I've been telling you, there will be a tendency for the price to increase. Okay, that means price will increases from the lower level, from the earlier rate to a little bit higher rate. Initially, if you look at the diagram earlier, the producers, when they first make use of the plot A of land, okay, we have this marginal cost curve of plot A, we have the average cost curve of plot A, and also we have this as a marginal revenue curve. Okay, the MC and MR did intersect at point A, which gives this AA or OP as the price and also OA as the output, which means earlier this OA output is enough to feed the entire population. But due to the increased demand, there will be a tendency to extend cultivation to this very plot, that is to plot B. So what happened was, with that increase in demand, there will be a tendency for the price also to increase. It will increase from OP to OP1. Okay. So if you look at the first plot of land, when price increases from OP to OP1, earlier when it's at OP, there is no rent. Why? Because the price just equal the average cost. Okay, but with increase in price from OP to OP1 here at this particular point of time, with the cultivation or with the extension of cultivation in plot B, rent did emerge in the plot A. Okay, which means with increase in price to OP1, okay, yes, output also did increase from OA to OA1. Here in this very plot A, this OP1 or A1, it is a price. Okay, it is a price or the average revenue. Okay, which means they are producing OA1 output at a price A1 or OP1. Now, if we wanted to calculate how much is the average cost, it is E1 A1. Okay, the price is A1 whereas the average cost is A1 E1, which means this plot of land, that is a plot A, earn a rent of A1 E1 per unit. And if we multiply this A1 E1 per unit with the output, that is OA1, okay, or D1 E1, we will get the total area, that is A1 E1 D1 and P1. This is the total rent that is being enjoyed by this plot of land after the producers make use of plot B. Okay, now if you look at plot B, okay, looking at plot B, this plot of land yield an output of OB at a price OP1. At this OP1 price or B, okay, what happened was this price just equals the average cost. Why? Is because the average cost passes from here. It touches this point, then it rises upwards. The point B over here, it determines this BB as the price or OP1 and OB as the output. But since the price just equals the average cost here, it means this plot of land at this particular moment does not yield any rent. Okay, and so yes, according to Ricardo, what is a rent? Rent, it is a differential surplus. It is the difference between the produce of the superior quality of land and the inferior quality of land. Okay, so with the cultivation of plot B, okay, A will earn a rent equivalent to this particular box, that is P1, A1, E1, and D1. And this plot B is now considered as the marginal land. Okay, so you listen to this explanation thoroughly. Might be tomorrow I'll will take another figure or another diagram to get a clear explanation of the Ricardian theory. So as for now, we'll stop here for today. So thank you.